Hey there guys, welcome back to Let's Play Dark Souls. Last time we killed us some bosses. We got Pinwheel in the Catacombs and the Iron Golem right up here at the top of Sen's Fortress. So, something that you might be curious about, since that giant was up here hurling fire bombs, you might have wondered, can he do that in the boss arena? Yes, he very well can. So, highly recommended you kill him first before fighting the Iron Golem. Because if you don't, you're gonna get rained on with just giant fireball attacks that, you saw how easily they can kill you, so fighting the Iron Golem, I mean, he's not that bad on his own, but if you have him and the giant, it'd make for an interesting encounter. Maybe I'll show it off later, I don't know. I'll give it a try anyways. I don't know that I'll actually beat him with it, because, I mean, it sounds like a, bit of a chore. But anyways, look down, we can see everything down to the church, Undead Parish. It's really beautiful that you can see out so far as this. See that guy still dropping the boulders. You can actually see they kind of spawn, just pop in and he drops them down. And then yeah, we come up to this wall, maybe a pathway through this mountainside in the past, but it's been bricked up. People don't want you to go through. Or at least that's the impression I get. It looks like a pathway or an entryway that was sealed. But if we examine this ring of light, we'll find an alternate path upwards. So let's go on ahead and do that. Anor Londo. So how's that for a fantastic reveal? That bit right there is just absolutely amazing. It's a little terrifying too, these kind of brain-headed bat-winged demons, I believe is their name. Just bat-winged demons. Got their brains sticking out, the long nose, and I guess those are ears. They look like tentacle ears. Very creepy, but seems like they want to help us here. And we can talk to him, it says, but I don't know if we actually talk to him. I think it just takes us back. I could try that out, but we'll talk to him later. He's gonna sit around here. He's gonna be perched there for a while yet. I don't know if you can kill him. I imagine you probably could, but you know, then you couldn't get back. So you know, there is a way you can get back. You know, linear progression. You can get through Anor Londo and all that good stuff, and then you gain the ability to warp between significant bonfires, so. But, yeah, so right up there in the distance, we can actually see the Duke's archives. That's the beautiful thing. I mean, these games, if you see something in the distance that looks even semi-significant, there's a very, very good chance you're going to get to it. And, in the case of the Duke's archives up there, that is most certainly the case. Oh, wow. That's helpful. So we just got a rare drop from that first giant, the Giant's Halberd. I've never used it myself. I don't really have an opinion on it, but it's probably decent. And then we can see all the way into the distance all of these large structures, kind of this huge central palace. And I mean, this is the city of the gods, so there's just this sense of beauty and the sunlight in the sky, and it's really cool. So come here. But yeah, just even the marble flooring, the architecture here is pretty amazing. And the enemies are reasonably tough. This is about mid-game, and we're getting closer to late game areas, so this is where they stop messing around, fighting these hulking monsters of guards. And we'll be seeing a lot of these guys. Maybe not these particular ones, but some equivalent. So use Gravelord's Sword Dance. Just whittle them away a little bit. They have really good range, so you want to be careful. Oh god. And not just jump straight into their swings. You know, that's not recommended. So yeah, don't be afraid to come out here, space yourself out. Their shields completely absorb your shots. Like, if you hit them at the wrong angle, it's not going to do anything to them. So you kind of want to get either behind them, to the side of them where their shield isn't, or get close enough that their shield is kind of not blocking their body. Because if you hit it, I think it has like a hitbox that just completely absorbs whatever you throw at it. Maybe not magic, but definitely physical attacks. And right here we have a statue to one of the great knights of Gwyn. His name is Ornstein. We'll be learning more about Ornstein as we continue onwards. So again, you see the chain. The chain rule, always follow the chain rule. If it's curled back, you're safe. If it's kind of wiggling around towards the front, and also if the friggin' chest is breathing, then that's your warning sign. That's how you know. And I'm going to try and show off that kick attack, because I'm not sure if the one in Sen's Fortress would do it. Maybe because we were too close together, it was such a cramped room, but I'm hoping that another one that's coming up soon will be able to show it off on. And this is usually the first stop you're going to want to make, is just to the left here. This leads down to a bonfire. I'm just going to go on ahead and take on these other two giants, which is, I don't know, maybe not the best idea, but I'm going for it. Let me see if I have any ranged capacity. I could pull out... Oh no, did I put away my... Sorry, I'm just scrolling through my inventory. Longbow, can't use it. We can use our crossbows though. What about the sniper? No, we need 16. Okay, let's see if we can't effectively snipe one of these guys and just attract him to us so we don't have to fight both at once. If you hear the clicking, I'm just trying to... There we go. You have to get within a certain range before you can lock on. There we go. So yeah, we'll pull one at a time. We're also very heavy because we equipped the crossbow now. So be wary of that. Alright. Push through. Right around to the back. Their swings... Ooh, there's a shield bash. Their swings do have a lot of horizontal range to them, and they even swing around a little bit to their back. So just because you're behind them doesn't mean you're safe. You still want to try and time your dodge rolls and be aware of what they're doing at any given time. Don't just try and wail on them. You know, make sure that they're not acting while you're trying to perform your own action. Ugh. Yikes. All right. Ooh, a little shockwave hit me there. There you go. Just barely got behind his shield. I was thinking while he was thrusting the halberd forward, because the way he was holding his shield, I was going to hit it, but we were just in the right position to do it. So again, here's perfect demonstration here. You see the curl that's going on. That's how you know this guy's no good. Oh. This is not a great knight of Gwyn, but he is an executioner of Anor Londo. His name's Smo, and he's got a pretty great hammer right there. It's a crazy hammer, crazy big. It's the size of his paunch. It's just ridiculous. So we got Demon Titanite, Twinkling Titanite from these two non-mimic chests. I'm gonna leave that one, or I'd have to kill the giants again. I'm just gonna fight it for now. This one I'll show off the moveset. The next one we fight, we'll show off maybe opening it and dying to that, and then also pacifying these, because there is a special item use that allows you to pacify these guys, surprisingly enough. Oh, there you go. He does like a crazy, I don't know, dive kick forward at you. He sort of spins around the air. It's like he pulls a Ryu from Street Fighter. I don't know what that move is, but you got the idea of it. And I think that's about all these guys do. They don't have the most diverse moveset, but they are certainly imposing and creepy as all hell. There you go. And we get a crystal halberd. Remember I said before, the crystal weapons you can't repair? Or at least I'm pretty sure most of them you can't repair. That one in particular was enchanted, or imbued with a crystal... basically a blacksmith can imbue a normal weapon with the crystal enchantment, so... in that case, that's a normal halberd enchanted with crystal. There are certain crystal weapons we saw Domhnall of Xena was selling, and I think they all follow the same rule, that they do really good damage, but they can't be repaired, so that's the trade-off. The armor, I think, there is actually an armor set which can be repaired, so that's the exception to the rule, is that the crystal armor set, you know, you can do that, but... The reason I wanted to come up here is because we saw one of these from very far away in the Demon Ruins, this yellow fog gate. It's a brilliant light. You can see it's sealed by the Great Lord's power. And the meaning of this is that there are 3 areas specifically in the game that are protected by this blinding yellow light, this fog gate, sort of super fog gate. In order to deactivate that, we have to obtain the Lord Vessel and place it on an altar or a pedestal, and it'll deactivate those fog walls so that we can get through and go beyond. So this one is protecting the Duke's archives. I don't know if we've had mention of what lies in the Duke's archives, but it's connected to sorcery and connected to Seath, the Scaleless, who we saw in the intro cinematic. He was granted the archives by Gwyn after helping basically annihilate his own kind. And the other ones appear in the Tomb of the Giants, just beyond the catacombs where we were last episode. We were very briefly in the Tomb of the Giants, but we didn't go nearly far enough. And then the other one is in the Demon Ruins, which we saw from very far away, but didn't actually head there, so... Let's sit at this bonfire. Alright. Illusory wallhead. Not true. Don't worry. Sometimes people just leave those messages. But we do have the Dark Moon Nidus here. She wears the brass armor, I believe. She's a cool character.
Well, you are a rare visitor. Welcome to the lost city of Anor, chosen undead. If you seek Lord Gwyn's old keep, exit here and head straight yonder. If you are the chosen one, a revelation shall visit thee. What follows thereafter depends upon you.
So continuing essentially what Frompt told us, that we're the chosen undead, and now that we've reached Anor, we have to go to Gwyn's old keep to discover the next step in our fate. And you see, we can reinforce an Estus flask here with a Firekeeper soul, and she has the bonfire lit here, so the Dark Moon Nidus right here is actually one of the Firekeepers, one of the few Firekeepers in the world, so...
What is it? What am I? Well, I am the Keeper of the Bonfire. If not for me, what beacon would there be in this lost city? A gatekeeper and a guide. That is my calling.
So there you go, she establishes right there. She's a keeper and a guide.
The bonfires attended by the keepers are special. They are linked to one another, and their flames never die. Yet never shall the keepers of these flames meet. If you require rest, now is the time. That is, after all, what the bonfire is for. If you require rest, that...
Alright, so that's all she has to tell us.
If you require rest, that...
That's literally all she'll say now. Okay. So, yeah, we don't need too much rest. We've got a lot more to do this episode, so... I never looked at the core of an iron golem, and that's interesting, because it doesn't identify it as a soul, it identifies it as a core. He's sort of this automaton, magically brought to life golem, and so even though it is technically a soul, it's towards bringing to life sort of an inanimate object or this suit of armor. So soul serving as the core of the iron golem, guardian of Sen's fortress and slayer of countless heroes seeking Anor Londo. Originally a bone of an everlasting dragon used to acquire a huge amount of souls or to create a unique weapon. So that's interesting. This core was originally the bone of an everlasting dragon, and that kind of ties into the weapon that it creates, which I don't know that we'll show off, but it's a pretty damn cool weapon. So before I take this elevator here, let's just take a look down and look at what we're dealing with here. So you see down there, if you look closely, that is actually a bell gargoyle, which we haven't... Oh, I guess I can't get the angle right from the binoculars, but we haven't seen these guys since Undead Parish. And then we have this cathedral, or at least a sort of large chamber building that we'll be going through. And everything else is more or less decoration. We won't be seeing much of this, but the main points of interest are this building here, this sort of tower bridge thing. It's sort of multifunctional, and then the main palace itself. So we'll be going through all this. And as soon as we step on the floor of this elevator, it activates, and it will continue to move upwards and downwards. It's sort of on this spiraling system, so that platform brings it up and down. It's a pretty cool mechanism right there. After this point, though, we're going to have to wait for it to raise or lower if we want to get up or down from here. So I'm just going to take a look behind here. It's been a while since I've really gone in depth and explored this area, so if I miss some stuff, I'm sorry, but hopefully I'll get everything. I know we missed like one Soul of a Proud Knight in Blighttown, but that's pretty minor. I know where most of the significant things are. But yeah, this is kind of funny here, because after fighting the Bell Gargoyles, two of them as bosses, now we're just fighting one as a normal encounter. He still drops the tail axe, though, so that's another opportunity. If you missed it on the boss fight itself, you can go try again with this one. Oh, and there's an interesting point. He breathes electricity, which the previous ones we fought, they breathe fire, but this guy has got electric breath, so that's something unique about him, and a little more dangerous. Lightning generally is pretty nasty, not only against you, but against a lot of the inhabitants of the world. Like, most bosses are weak to lightning, so it's not a bad idea to imbue a weapon with that if you can. I usually prefer going up the normal upgrade paths, though, and then applying pine resin, because I don't believe in this game you can compound them. I don't think you can use a pine resin and also have an imbued weapon, so I usually just like going the main path and, you know, leaving it at that. You know what, I keep forgetting, I want to use, I want to go get the item that we use on the mimics, so that we can pacify them and open them normally. But it's all right. So you see, this is sort of just a roundabout look at dropping down here. You can return back up to the top this way. I didn't have to go all the way around, but I just wanted to check to make sure there's nothing I was missing. But yeah, the apparent objective right now is that this bridge is up here. We want to get it down here so we can cross to the palace. So how do we do that? It's a little tough to figure out, but with a little observation, you can see we can actually drop onto this little sort of pathway. Be careful here as you pass through this tight spot, because I've had it way too often where the camera sort of auto-adjusts itself, and it can really quickly, like, suddenly make you start running to the side, and this section has killed me before in some very silly ways. So we get up here, drop down here, some helpful messages showing you you're on the right track. So that's pretty nice of them. And we go through this shattered window, and here are some painting guardians. This is the primary enemy of this area, and also the next, which will be, I believe, traveling to this episode. It's my plan anyways. But yeah, you see, we've got these very nice sort of curved, small, they're like small curved swords. I don't know what weapon class they file into, but I don't think it's actually a dagger class. I think it's it's the curved sword class. At least I believe. There's like two weapons of that type that are sort of similar in their length and also their moveset. These guys, and then actually a tail cut weapon, sort of associated with them. Or at least the area that they're guarding over, which is the painting. So yeah, these guys are very acrobatic, and you have to fight them on some very loose footing. Recommendation, if you don't want to fight them directly, just kick them off. Does a pretty good job. But we see here there's this chandelier, there's a item hanging off of it, so what we want to do is we want to just cut the chain, or rather bash it with a blunt weapon, which I guess has the same effect. It shatters on the floor. We'll be coming down for that later. And the item stays there if you die, so you don't have to worry about it despawning once you do that. So, keep on going. These little sort of curved rails along the sides, those are just there to give you a little more space when you're making turns, which is very nice. It's a good thought they had there to do that. I'm very appreciative that they would do that, because yeah, it can be a little harrowing on this section. It's very easy to die. These guys are kind of pushing you back a little bit, and if you oh god, that was close. If you miss a swing or something like that, you can send yourself just a tiny bit too far forward, and you're done for. So this statue right here, this well-endowed statue, is of Guinevere, the daughter of the Lord of Sunlight. So, in other words, Gwyn's daughter, and yeah, she is sort of, well, I don't know. I don't want to say much, because essentially our objective is to find her, but at the end of Anor Londo, but there's more to it than that. Dead end. Yeah, this is where we're supposed to return to, but the way we're actually supposed to go, because there's a couple of items to grab here. What we want to do is we want to sort of hang along the side, or I'm gonna go through this fog door first and take care of this in case anything bad happens. It'll make for a quicker recovery. So you see here we've got this lever. If this platform, or if this sort of elevator bridge thing, if it's not on the level that you want it to be on, and you've already activated it from the center, you can use those levers to bring it up to your level or down. But we're going to use this central wheel, and voila, we have opened up the path to the palace, and a second bell gargoyle is approaching us. So yeah, we can run back this way. I forget. I thought there was a lever that we could pull here, but apparently there isn't. So yeah, just make sure you keep it at the central level. Anywhere above or below this, there's going to be a lever that you can call it to you, but the safest place to keep it is right here, unless you've got quick access to it from whatever bonfire you're at. So this guy decided not to drop his tail axe this time. Either way, it's a good idea to cut his tail off, just because I think that they do have a tail attack. Like, they'll swing their tail axe at you, and if you're staying behind them too much. So this just makes it safer to stay behind them. Unfortunately, this guy's doing a lot of acrobatics over our head, and it's a little tough to stay behind him in a good spot to hit him. And there you go. We got a second gargoyle helm and the gargoyle shield. I know we have the halberd, so yeah, this is our first shield, and this is the last rare drop of them. They have probably the most rare drops of any enemy in the game, except maybe... No, not even Pinwheel, because Pinwheel would drop the 3 masks, but this guy has 4, including the tail cut, so... Bronze shield of the gargoyle, guarding the Bell of Awakening in the Undead Church. The gargoyle's skin is tough by itself, and perhaps its shield may have been a prop, for it is a rare example of a metal shield that does not reduce physical damage 100%. So getting a little mechanical there. It's got 85 instead of 100. I don't use that shield. I don't think it's particularly good. So, I don't know. Yeah, it's a prop, you know. If you think it looks fancy, maybe use it as a decoration for your fashion souls, but other than that. So let's bring ourselves back up here. Okay, I did push it the right way. I always forget which way pushes it up, which way pushes it down. So now we're back up here. I can show off the items that are a little out of the way here. So I'm going to go past the ladder and drop down. We've got a Silver Knight there. The Silver Knights kind of stand sentinel on either side of Guinevere. And now what we want to do is we want to drop right there. And this will take us to a second stairway. I believe there's going to be... Yep. Painting Guardian waiting for us. So let's take care of him. Nice and easy. They drop throwing knives. They also drop their curved sword. The Painting Guardian sword. Or dagger. I don't know what they call it. But it's a pretty rare chance to get that thing, though. So I don't imagine we're going to necessarily get it. Usually I have to farm for it, but hey, who knows. So yeah, that was all we got. Divine Blessing, I already explained in Sense Fortress when we got one. It removes all status effects, and it, be wary of chest, haha. It fully recovers all your health, and then all status effects. That's what it does. So, was that everything? I think that's everything. Alright. Cool, so that's done with. We really don't have a reason to return back up here, so we probably won't be raising the elevator again. Let's take a look here from the distance we've got. Or the, yeah, just the altitude. We can kind of look what we have ahead of us. So we see some Batwing demons. Same guys that brought us to Anor Londo, but these ones are hostile. We've got 2 giant knights. I know there's another Batwing demon or 2 over in this area, but yeah. We'll get there eventually. You can see somebody else pulling the, or pushing the mechanism. I'm trying to think what, I'm curious. I'm going to go down the spiral staircase and see where it takes us. Because it might be where we want to go next. No, it actually just takes us to a dead-end drop. Yep. Don't want to go that way, so we have to lower it at least 1 level. So really there's no reason to keep it up here. You just want to bring it down at least 1 level, and that's where you usually want to have it stay at. And if not there, then, you know, elsewhere. So let's push it this way. Bring it down. And while it lowers, we'll just get a head start, run down the stairs. I love that you can kind of run around on this thing as it drops. I wish there were more kind of moving environments like that in the Soul series. Like, it would be really cool to have an area that's just sort of constantly in motion somehow. I don't know. Conceptually, it just seems like a neat idea. Be wary of left, armor ahead. See another one of these levers in case it's not at this level. Contraption does not move. That basically just means that it's already at our current level to access it, so we can't pull it. Okay, so yeah, be wary of left. Have a little guy waiting to ambush us here. Hi there. And good thing for us... Ooh, yeah, watch out. These guys are pretty combo heavy, so even though they don't hit too hard, they'll hit you like 2-3 times in a row. And even if you block, sometimes they'll continue through with their attacks. Or if you hit them, you know, they won't necessarily be stunned. That's actually what I mean. Okay. So you see there's quite a few of them, and a couple of them that we just kicked off the ledge before. Alright, we got 3 guys after us now. They love the throwing knives. Big fans. Kill him in one shot. Oh, barely avoided that throwing knife. Oh. Damn, almost got 2 for 1. There you go. So yeah, two-handing, we do some great damage to them. Don't even have to hit them more than once. Oh, little slow there out of my roll, but again, with the damage we're doing, getting the job done. Oh no! I hate that when you're just barely out of range. Especially with a weapon like the mace, where it has sort of a recovery time. A pretty significant recovery time. Like, all weapons do have that, but I feel like the mace in particular, you throw a lot of your force into that. And when it misses, you're like, oh no. Jump attack. Nice! Okay. Yeah, that's the main thing. Just take this area slow. Try and pull them 1 or 2 at a time. Got great magic weapon. Buffs up your, whatever your right-hand weapon is. Good stuff. There you go. And here we have one more item to pick up from this corpse. And interestingly, it's all of Tarkus's equipment, so I don't know, but I believe this implies that it's either a fellow knight of Berenique, or no, is he from Berenique? I feel like Iron Tarkus is from Berenique, but maybe I'm mistaken. Let's read the armor description. That'll tell us yes or no. So, Helm of Black Iron Tarkus, a knight known for his great strength. Built of a special black iron, providing strong defense, notably against fire, but so terribly heavy to be unwieldy to all but Tarkus himself. So yeah. We can also check out the shield and the greatsword. The greatsword's kind of general, so I don't think it has a unique description. One of the gigantic straight greatswords. I think we checked this out. But yeah, favorite of the Knights Berenique. That's kind of why I think Black Tarkus is one of the Knights of Berenique, is that it sort of affiliates him with the weapons that the Berenique Knights use. And then lastly, the Black Iron Great Shield of the mighty Knight Tarkus, built of special black iron, even heavier than Knight Berenique's Tower Shield, especially resistant to fire attacks and effective for shield bashing. So Tarkus is one of the heaviest guys in the game. As far as protection, he's one of the best sets you can get, aside from maybe Havel's. But yeah, if we check it out, we can become Tarkus, if only for a little while. But you can see he's very heavy, not known for his agility. We don't even have enough strength to wield his great shield, and that's the funny thing is, usually strength to wield a shield is super low, like below the point you would ever need to wield anything. But then all of a sudden with his shield, it's like 34. There is one that is a little bit more. The stone shield, I think, takes like 40 strength, maybe? I might be wrong, but yeah. And check this out. If your equip load gets way too high, you can't even run around anymore. You can't even walk at a decent pace. Let's just complete the outfit with the greatsword. And look at this. I'm holding down the run button. It does nothing. This is as fast as we can walk. And if you try and dodge roll, just like if you were in a lot of water or in swamp or in the tar of Sense Fortress, you just lurch. You can no longer dodge roll. Almost looks like you're trying to headbutt somebody very, very slowly. So let's get all that stuff off. A little bit better. See, you can tell the difference very, very easily. So, So this painting, let's back up a little bit and get a better view of it. So it's showing this very wintry scene in a castle off in the distance. This is really beautiful. I don't know if this is a piece of concept art or... I mean, well, I guess since it's in the game, it's an asset, but... I think there's a piece of concept art that if it isn't this, it's very similar to this. Maybe like a more wide set image. But this is this really nice portrait, and this ties to... remember the peculiar doll that we picked up in the Northern Undead Asylum? This is what it goes to. If you have that doll, then you can activate this painting. So let's do it. We've been pulled into the painted world of Ariamis. See, just like the painting, we can now see we've entered the world of the painting itself, and everything that was in there we can see just ahead of us. It's cold, so let's put our stuff back on maybe. Let's go with the sack. It'll keep us warm. And then dingy robe. I'm a fan of the dingy robe. Katarina. And how does that look? Actually gives us a little defense, and it would probably give us a decent reason to have Havel's ring out, because we haven't actually equipped our weapons yet. We'll probably be slow rolling with that. Let's change our shield too. Let's go with, I don't know, Grass Crest shield. Wield that for a little while. Need a change of style. And then we'll pull out our Mace plus 10. I wish I was using other weapons this playthrough, but really we just have to work with what we got. Once we get to the last 4 main areas of the game, I'll try and start using some different stuff, but for now, you know, we gotta sort of invest the souls wisely. So coming up here, sort of this crumbling fortress. There's crows. Kind of perched on all these dead bodies. This reminds me a lot of, I don't know, sort of Vlad the Impaler sort of a thing. These guys are just, I don't know, skewered and set into the ground. Speaking waters. We actually have somebody we could summon for this area. Well, I think this is a good time to end the episode. We made some decent progress, and we're in the next primary area we want to be in, take care of, so... I'm going to rest here for now, and I'm going to end the episode. Hopefully that person will still be there, because maybe I can show off a little co-op for this next upcoming episode, but either way, we'll get to that when we get to it. Thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed, and next time we'll be venturing through the painted world of Ariamis. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.